the show. We've got the all-new Lexus GX550 on the channel, and we've got it in street form. And what else do we have it in?
We have it in off-road form.
That's right. So if you're interested in this thing being a badass on the street and a badass in the sheets, let's find out right now. All right, here is the classy version, and of course, you know, between me and Kelly, I'm the classy one. She's my off-road girl. But Kelly, this thing, I like this quite a bit. I think they've got a knocked out home run with this thing. I think price point, of course, is a Lexus, so there is going to be an upper charge for this one. Yes. But this is the fancy trim, and we do have the over trail as well that you'll see in just a minute. But as we walk around this thing, of course, you're going to get nice street tires. You're going to get these nice Yokohama Geolandar tires on here, and they look to be, where are we at? A 265, 55, 20. So big pimping in the real world of tires right there. As you can see, we got beautiful race cars going by us. We are at Road America here as we walk around this review. But the paint on this thing, I can't say enough about it. I don't know if it's going to show on camera very well, but it sparkles like crazy. It's a deep kind of a midnighty color. Looks great. The wheels on this, once again, you got these big wheels on this thing. So it's definitely, there is a status to this vehicle. Now, as we walk down through the side of this thing, of course, I like the fact that there's no chrome. No chrome. I mean, a little bit of platinum down there, but really no chrome on this vehicle. And to me, that says classier than you know, maybe chroming this thing out. The taillights of this thing, I really like this light bar quite a bit. I think it looks great. Overall, you know, you're gonna see, especially with the over trail, we're gonna get deeper into this thing. Mama Bear's favorite, 3-row seating.
Yes, this has the 3-row seating, but with a consequence.
There is a consequence as we're going to get into this thing. But, you know, link suspension of this thing, it's going to ride great. So we're going to take it around. But first, I want to show you what she was excited about till she saw what it cost you. So let's get into that right now. So Kelly, she has to have a 3rd row. She just wants it. I have no idea why. I think a 3rd row in anything but a big Suburban-y, something, maybe the Sequoia would be great with it. But she was excited when she saw that, oh, it's got a 3rd row, because you'll see the video of us with the overtrail, but we did that video yesterday, and she was bummed out there was no 3rd row. So let me show her why you don't want a 3rd row in this vehicle. All right, so she is excited. This thing, of course, interior of this thing, Kelly, is just nice. Yes. These seats look like they would be easily cleanable. They look like they're gonna hold up well.
They've got heated seats.
Yes, and look, we got all the little goodies back here. So little Molly, Junior, whatever, they're gonna get the heated seats just like you are. Impressions of the 2nd row, though?
So far, I'm impressed. I do like that it folds back a little bit. You know, you've got a little extra comfort in the back seat, which if you've got 4 adults that you're traveling, it can be it can be a little uncomfortable in the back seat sometimes for those extra adults. But this one, I feel like we could do a road trip.
But road trip, you know, maybe we need 6 people in the vehicle. Yeah. So how would that person get back there?
So pop
it and lock it.
And then drop it.
Look, and then you actually have, looks like a little, if you back out there just a little bit, you actually have a nice little kind of step there that you can see there. So that's kind of well thought out. It gives you, okay, you know, because a lot of times in 3rd rows, I've seen, they seem to give you a 3rd row, but they don't really seem to give you.
Yeah, it's kind of an afterthought just to give you those butt and seats count, but it doesn't actually give you the ability to get in those seats unless you're a 6-year-old.
Right. So we talked about in the overtrail, there's cup holders back here, so definitely there is a 3rd row. So let's pop this one back a little bit. Look at that, it just does what it wants to do. Once again, gives you a nice little step in there to get in. That's big base of that too, so whoever's trying to get in there got a big foot, they can feel confident in there. Now these look like jump seats out of an airplane, Kelly. I'm not gonna lie, these things look a little tight. Now here, I'm gonna turn the camera around. All right, so I'm 5'8", kind of a chubby dude. Let's see if I can get in here. So, step. Yeah, there we go. And I'm sitting in there, and if there was no, maybe Junior's pissed off at you, you just fold these seats up and you throw him way back here. And then you've got a little extra room between them, and Junior can sprawl out. Maybe put our plasma TV up here. We'll figure some kind of aftermarket mounts out with that. But I have a feeling, Kelly, if we put the seat back down, this might not, because my seating position now, look, once again, I'm 5'8". So if you see my seating position, my legs are way up in the air. Could I do this? My head's hitting the top of this thing. I don't know. I don't think I would want to go very far like this. There we go. Just instantly, without even the seat being back, I'm suddenly getting a little more cramped back there. So let's see, how do I?
This side.
There we go, pull it up there. I think that's in the straight up position.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad. I think an adult could, like on a, like, hey, we're just gonna run up to go get dinner. You could put some adults back here, but past that, I say it all the time, she wants 3 rows. I don't find this to be practical. I think there's better use of space. And speaking of use of space, let's go to the back of this thing, because I think this is where Mama Bear is gonna find out that, well, there's a cost. There's premium value in where I'm sitting right now, and I don't think you get it with this one. So let's get into there. So Kelly, you want to go to the store or whatever, maybe you got some groceries. One of the nice things that Toyota and Lexus do, the Land Cruiser and the GX550 have, is a nice little button back here. And go ahead and push that button.
Yeah, and you've heard us say it, we're softball parents.
Yes.
And so lots of times you open a tailgate and the balls are flying all over the place. So guess what? This is huge that we're not going to lose it.
Yep, so you just open that little dial there, and oh, now you can get in the back of this thing, except we got this 3rd row back here, and
almost.
It's gonna get worse. So let's go ahead and shut the glass, because this has to be a disappointment for you, right? So it comes open right away, and this is where the disappointment flies in, because you took 6 people with you to town, you suddenly needed to get groceries or something, you stopped, you got bags in your hand, and well,
Yeah,
what are we doing with this? So look at the size of my hand. That's how much cargo room you have back there. Now granted, seats fold down. This is, I'm only messing. Yes, the size of her cell phone, which is a 15 Pro Max, so you see the size of it. So we could stack a row of these things through there. clearly 3rd row, you know, there's you can fold the seats down, Kelly, and you have all the room that you would normally have, but this is a disappointment.
Yes, it is very much, because for me, the reason I want a 3rd row is, again, softball parents, and sometimes I'm bringing an extra kid home from practice, and I can only bring enough of their gear I can fit in. So I guess technically
we could get a baseball bat there, a softball bat, right?
Technically, I could put this seat down.
Yes, it might take a while.
Might take a while, but I could stack some gear up on top of that.
You could. I think her softball bag, her catcher's bag would fit in there, and you still have 1 seat. And ideally, you could stack a couple bags up here and be okay. So you could carry, let's say, you could carry 5 comfortably.
I could stack softball gear in the one spot. So technically the 7th seat is really kind of null and void. So we wouldn't really utilize that. But guess what? That still gets me my 3rd row.
It does. And I'm not completely sold on that. I think at the end of the day, I think these seats would be folded down for you in many cases, and you would almost forget you had a 3rd row. But this thing is still a badass SUV. Don't get me wrong. And just at least having a kind of the jump seat option is still a nice option. Now let's get in and drive this thing, because we've done off-road time in it. Let's do some on-road time in it. So is that 3.4? Does it have get up and go? Will we like this engine?
I don't know.
Will we like this vehicle on road? Let's find out. Let's start this thing up and see what she has. Now, as a street vehicle, I'm going to say right from the get-go, I always tell you guys I want more horsepower. So the 3.4 in this versus the 4-cylinder in the Land Cruiser is more appealing to me, but there is definitely a premium to that. And I don't know if we have a window sticker in this one or not, but you do get, I feel like you are going to get what you pay for with this one. You're definitely a premium vehicle with this. It's going to ride. I know it's going to ride like a premium vehicle, so I don't worry about that at all. And I've said it in the off-road version. I love the dash of this thing. I love all the electronics of this, and I can see us doing trips in this and going 1,000 miles away and being very comfortable.
100%. Even this short amount of time we've spent in this, I've been very comfortable every time we get into it, and I feel like that translates over to a great long trip.
Yes. I think that's ideally what this is built for. Now they do the Overtrail version, which is it's going to be a little more brawny. I think it's built for that more light off-roading, kind of maybe the overland crowd stick into that. But this thing is what can you say about it? It's just a very nice vehicle. I want to say thank you to our friends over at Lexus USA for donating these vehicles, allowing us to have something to review.
Yes.
And our friends over at Mama for putting on this event, because
Absolutely.
it's nice. It's nice for us to get a nice range of vehicles. We get the Overtrail and the more Street Queen. Any flaws? Since we've had some time, we did the off-road video yesterday, which you've seen some of. Anything kind of stand out that you're just kind of like, that's kind of strange?
I don't know. I guess the dashboard, it feels a little different. I feel like, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I feel like it's a little too cushy.
Right.
And not leather and solid enough. Maybe that's kind of a thing, but that's truly me nitpicking it if I really have to,
Right.
kind of look into
Right.
something that needs to be, or
It
should
doesn't.
be.
Maybe it's
upgraded.
not as premium as you think it should.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Like Lexus, you think of a premium line, you think of all those things. So I think that that's definitely something that I think has an opportunity for some growth.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's give it the beans real quick. Okay. Okay. Not
Put
too
me back
shabby.
in my seat a little bit.
Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby.
So this one has 349 horsepower. So did you feel the 349
Yeah,
horsepower?
I feel like this is plenty power in this thing. It's not. It's above adequate. We'll say that. Did it throw me back in my seat? No, but it's also not intended to do that.
Yeah.
I always think of, is there enough power to get me off the going on the on ramp to get into a highway situation, and more than plenty of power in this thing. All right. It's peppy enough. It feels honestly, it feels kind of like the Tundra. It's the similar engine to the Tundra, just not as highly tuned. But no, I think this is more than plenty of power in this thing. Now let's pull over here. We got Crystal Lake, so that means Jason's out here somewhere, right? And let's see if the killer here can enjoy this vehicle. She went right to sport. Of course she did.
You blame me?
Whoa! Sport woke it up.
You sure did.
Wow. Sport definitely woke this thing up. That is
That was a
big
fun
improvement.
little machine there
Yeah,
for a second.
Much improved.
Yeah, so I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the sport mode. Yeah.
Would you keep it in sport mode all the time though?
Sport mode would probably get me in trouble.
Yes.
So I probably couldn't live in sport mode. If I had my way where I felt like it'd be okay and I wouldn't get in trouble, then I would absolutely live in sport mode. But I feel like I probably need a little bit of a governor.
Right. So I'm gonna block out sport mode for you.
No, sir.
Driving impressions so far.
Driving impressions, for as big as this is, it handles corners well.
It's nimble.
But again, I'm in sport mode, so I'm sure that has,
the tuning
it contributes to that. So in sport mode, I'm hugging corners. We're on a little bit of a curvy road, if you can kind of tell. And I feel like it's very responsive. I put my foot on the brake, it slows down just enough, not too much.
You're driving barely with a hand on the steering wheel.
Yeah, so it's moving very well for me. It's very responsive.
Would this be on your, if you had $80,000 to spend, would this be on your list of vehicles? I mean, the Sequoia can come into that territory. Mm-hmm. You can get into some of the Chevrolet products. This is kind of more of a mid-size. It's like an upper mid-size, but it's definitely a mid-size-ish size vehicle. Where would you be? Would you want bigger vehicle, or is this a good size?
So I would want a little more cargo space.
Yes.
For really our life and what we do with it. I would definitely say this is a contender, though. If it it has the get up and go for the size that it is. Mm-hmm. I can comfortably bring 7 seats.
Yeah.
I can put 7 butts in seats, and have enough room for cargo because I'm only putting 7 in there.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say this would be a good contender, but I would definitely like some more cargo space. So we'd have to see where it compares to others.
I think this is definitely, if you're a city dweller, you live downtown somewhere, this is definitely a good vehicle for. She's already trying to kill squirrels.
Sorry, no, I was trying to not kill the squirrel.
But this would be a good contender if you're, maybe for us downtown Nashville, we live in a up-rise kind of building. I think this would be a perfect vehicle for that lifestyle. I think if I'm where we currently live now, I think the Overtrail would probably more fit our lifestyle for cargo space alone. Now this thing is ultra quiet. I don't know if you've noticed that. Very quiet vehicle.
I have.
So the engine seems adequate enough for you. Seating comforts, it's Lexus, so you know what to expect with that. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I think overall this thing is a nice vehicle. I can't say it's a great value because I think there's some other things out there that might be more affordable. But if you want the best of the best, this is definitely should be on your list to drive. So in the comments below, let us know what you think about this. And let us know, did you like the off-road version of this thing? Which one would you choose? And you know what to do. Smash that like button for us and leave us a comment. So at the end of the day, Kelly, styling, we rated the off-road one. Where are you at with this one here?
I think it's comparable. So I would definitely say the styling on the inside is about a 9 for me because it carries over. It's getting that little bit of a knock now that I've had the chance to really kind of look at the interior for that extra piece of the dashboard. So that to me kind of brings it down a little bit.
Right, and I mean, I think this is a home run styling. I'm going to stick with my previous on that because I don't think anything's changed about it. The third row for me is a no-go. And we battle with this, so that is what it is. But I think they've got a home run on their hands here. So in the comments below, let us know what you think. So whether it be two-wheel drive
or
this badass Lexus we get to drive thanks to your support. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd.
And I'm Kelly Boyd.
And we're out. Peace.
See ya.